All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good, man? CamJNetwork back with another banger, man. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Sorry, but not sorry. Boxing talk with your boy, man. Hey, before we get started, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that hype button, comment on the topic at hand, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, man. We definitely active out here. You heard. And for sure, man, share the video as well on all your socials, man, to help us with the algorithm, man, for sure, man. And as well, another reminder, we are live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, but not sorry. Boxing Talk Wednesdays, where we talk boxing, man, at a high level, man, covering the hottest topics in boxing. So make sure y'all tap in with your boy every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, man. Most definitely. So let's go ahead and get into the topic at hand of this video right here in general, man. Mr. Shakur Stevenson, man, he has been on a media run since he has won his latest fight against Teofimo Lopez. And of course, yesterday's show, we went over his interview that he had with Ring Magazine. Today, we going over his interview that he had with Stephen A. Smith, which was interesting interview, I might say. Interesting interview. So let's go ahead and get it started. Let me go ahead and share my screen first so we can get this going. And make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button on this video, man, for sure. Hit the like button. Hit the hype button as well. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, man, for sure. So let's go ahead and get it cracking with this right here. And we're going to react to this.
They go smash people.
Rewind back to about right here. This is where I want to be at.
Knock the higher level guys out. And a lot of people probably think that I didn't fight at the highest level because they don't know the names, but that's just because they're not in tune to boxing. So
one of the things that I looked at, we're talking to Shakur Stevenson, right?
Let's stop it right there. Matter of fact, let's rewind back real quick and see what was the question asked in between that.
The fact that you got the power to keep somebody off you.
But
we're looking at 11 KOs.
But then you also got to understand that I've been fighting at the highest level since I was 13-0. I was fighting on a world title stage. I won a world title at 13-0. So after you win a world title, is no going back. So the higher level is going to be harder to knock the higher level guys out. And a lot of people probably think that I didn't fight at the highest level because they don't know the names. But that.
Let me stop you there. Let's stop the presses right there. Let's start there with matchmaking from Top Rank. Let's start there. We know they got some of the best matchmaking in the game. We done spoke about this several times pertaining to fighters that came from Top Rank. You know what I mean? Staple, of course. And Shakur is definitely a living proof of Top Rank staple for his matchmaking, of course. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, working with guys with Jay Prince, he been working with nobody else but but Top Rank in reality. So, you know, they come from that realm where they know matchmaking. They know very good matchmaking. And, you know, he's talking about people's not familiar with the names. The hardcore fans know the names, but not the casuals. You know what I mean? Shakur hasn't been in no marquee matchup besides, you know, recently with the Teofimo Lopez. That was his first, you know, real name, real marquee matchup. You know what I mean? But matchmaking wise, that was a fight that could have been made with Top Rank in the past, but Top Rank never put the foot on the gas to make the fight because they was keeping Teofimo away from guys like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney in particular. You know what I mean? Because they knew Teofimo wouldn't beat those guys in reality. But he's talking about his resume, which is he know the resume is lackluster. He tried to make up for it, but it's hard to make up for it when we know Teofimo is like the biggest name on your resume in reality.
That's just because they're not in tune to boxing. So
right. One of the things that I looked at, we're talking to Shakur Stevenson right here with your boy Stephen A. One of the things that I also looked at that made me really start paying attention, I was like, wait a minute. I don't see too many people anxious to fight him. Where the hell are these cats? Where they at? Where? Because I'm looking at you at the junior welterweight division now, WBO champion. You got to they do that. You don't want to worry about that. This is boxing. Sure. This is about people's champion. Sure. They can't take away. They can take away your belt, but they ain't gonna take away the fact that we look at you as the champion. I'm looking at you and I'm saying, I saw Lamont Roach fight Gervonta Davis. How come Gervonta Davis didn't fight Shakur Stevenson? How come these cats? Do you find, how do you answer that question for those of us who look at you and say, where are these fights at? How come they're not fighting it?
My answer to that question is I had a lot of personal experience with these guys, and these guys done seen me in the gym, and they done been in the ring with me before. So they know how good I am. And when they know that I'm that good, it's hard to get them to sign a contract to say, I want to fight that guy, because you see what happened with.
I mean, in reality, too, Shakur, these guys in media, for us, Stephen A, you consider him as a casual when it comes to talking boxing and stuff, for sure. Like, these guys in media is not going to ask Shakur why Oshaki Foster's calling him out, why Tito Mercado's calling him out, why Javier Herrera's calling him out, why Abdullah Mason and why these other fighters want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? It is fighters out there that want to fight Shakur. You know what I'm saying? But Shakur is putting on this whole persona that people is not wanting to fight him. Yeah, it's probably a few people that don't want to fight him in particular because of his style and what he presents to the game. But it's not some of the names that this man Stephen A just mentioned. Stephen A don't know the timeline between Shakur and Tank, as far as the situation with them from 2024 up until now. You know what I'm saying? He don't know that it was talked about fight between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson in 2024 after Lomachenko bowed out of the negotiations with Tank Davis. You know what I mean? Stephen A's not knowing the timeline. He's not going to ask him those questions. You know what I mean? That's why when you see these guys in these interviews, you see them, they go to a place where it's safe as hell. You know what I mean? And it's safe for Shakur to be getting interviewed by Stephen A, because Stephen A don't know the timeline and know the history of some of the backstories on between some of these situations of fights in particular. Stephen A don't know that Shakur team turned down a fight with Mr. Albert Bell when they was fighting at 130. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. They go to places in interviews where it's safe at. CamJ would have asked Shakur these questions. You know what I mean? And he would have had to either answer them or walk the fuck off flat out. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
With Tio. Like, Tio got in there, got embarrassed, and now the word is turning their back on him. But they should commend him because of the fact that he put it all on the line.
I'm not commending him. I'm not doing that. Shakur, I'm not doing that, Shakur. No.
You got to commend him.
First of all, what I mean by that is he has my respect as an elite fighter. I get that part.
Tio is not elite. Only reason why y'all guys out here continuing to put this, narrative that Teofimo Lopez is elite is due to the fact that he beat Josh Taylor for that lineal title, that Ring Magazine title, that WBO title. Tio was never elite in my eyes. The writing was on the wall for Tio when we seen Teofimo Lopez lost to George Kambosos. If y'all seen him lose to George Kambosos, and y'all seen George Kambosos since he fucking lost to Devin Haney twice, he done lost all his fights besides two of them, and one of them was Maxie Hughes that he won. That reality, a lot of people felt that he lost, including myself. But we know the business. It was a decision. in that fight, and they gave the decision to Kambosos so he can move on and fight Lomachenko, which he went on and fight Lomachenko and got stopped in 11th round. You know what I'm saying? And then came back, had a little comeback fight in Australia, fighting this bum, and won that fight, and then end up fighting Richard Hitchens. He gets stopped by Richard Hitchens. Kambosos ain't that fucking good. He's not a good fighter. He's not elite. He was undisputed because he beat Teofimo. And he's not elite. Everybody know sometimes some of these guys are champions, but some of these guys isn't that good. Just like Denise Berinchyk. He won the vacant title for the WBO when he beat Emmanuel Navarrete. Beat him. And then next fight, he fights Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis stops him in 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're a champion don't mean you are good. Just because you're a champion don't mean you are elite. Josh Taylor, in my eyes, wasn't never elite in particular. Like, he was never elite to me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he won that little tournament, but he got banged up and beat the hell up out of that 140-pound tournament that they was fighting over there on that side. And by the time you get to Teofimo Lopez, you a corpse at this point. You know what I mean? And Teo didn't even stop Josh Taylor. He just, just outclassed them, throughout the whole entire fight, dominating the fight. You know what I mean? In reality. But Teofimo Lopez, in my eyes, was never elite to me. You know what I'm saying? Solid fighter, you know what I'm saying? Great fighter, but not elite in particular. And y'all keep painting this narrative that Teofimo Lopez is elite just because of the accolades. You know what I'm saying? The accolades don't make some of these fighters elite in general. You know what I mean? We just got to keep it a buck on that shit. It's a lot of people that we know as champions out there that we know is not real elite fighters out there. And Teofimo Lopez is one of them.
But what I'm not going to respect is the fact that I saw you go into the ring against him, and it was a complete, utter mismatch. It wasn't close.
But remember what you just said. You said a lot of guys won't sign up to fight me.
Right.
He did.
Okay. So you want to show him respect and gratitude because he got in the ring with you. Okay.
He did what a lot of people are scared of.
Okay.
A lot of people don't want to get embarrassed.
Well,
he got embarrassed for y'all.
You on the Stephen A. Smith show? You on the Stephen A. Smith show, bro? So give it to me. All right. Give me names. Who's scared to get embarrassed? Who Teofimo wasn't? Who's scared to get embarrassed? I need names.
I'm not a names guy. Like, I can't keep.
Can I say the names?
You could call him.
I'm asking. Can I say?
Oh, whatever names you want.
Javante Davis scared?
Hey man, like I said, I don't speak on that dude.
Is Ryan Garcia scared?
He been saying my name lately. Let's see if he really stick with it.
Is Devin Haney scared?
We'll see. It'll come to fruition.
Man, stop the presses, man. Stop the presses, dog. See, he know damn well all 3 of those names right there isn't scared of him. He know that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he didn't really want to get into the whole conversation of that shit like that. Stephen A., he gonna press you like that. He try to get the views. That's probably the main clip right there. He gonna clip up out of this damn interview right there, and and try to go viral off of this interview in particular. You know what I'm saying? But Shakur Stevenson know damn well Tank, Ryan, nor Devin is scared of him. I can say for Devin, I don't know. Because Devin, for real, honestly, they talking like they'll fight, Shakur, which I'm pretty sure. I don't think none of those guys are scared of him. Let's put it like that. And Shakur is putting on this thing like people scared of him. People's not scared of Shakur. You know what I'm saying? It's not. That shit is, pure cat, bro. Pure fucking cat.
On fight night. Or when it's time to sign contracts.
To my producers, don't we have a quote from Ryan Garcia? Possible fight with Ryan Garcia. Let's read this quote right here. I know he's confident, so let's run it. I just love something about fighting somebody people don't think I'm going to beat. It's like the Devin Haney effect. With Shakur, they're going to think he's going to spank me, blah, blah, blah. When I get in there and I start hitting him, it's going to be different because I'm not one of those fighters that don't have a quick eye. He knows that my eye is quick. That same eye twitch that Shakur has, I have it too. That's from Ryan Garcia to Mike Coppinger on a possible fight against you. What's your response to that?
Think switching to T-Mobile is a whole complicated thing.
Disregard the ad.
For a limited time, switch to T-Mobile's better value plan. You can save over $1,000 a year versus Verizon and AT&T. Save on streaming.
My response, I heard this before. I heard this. Tio said he was gonna do a lot of things to me. He said he's gonna knock me out. It sounds good, but Ryan Garcia got to understand one thing that's very important. I'm not Devin Haney.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Devin Haney.
How are you different than Devin Haney?
With all due respect to Devin Haney, he got his game, but my game is at a higher level. My defense is way better. I could stand there in front of guys and defend myself. And I don't think Devin Haney has the type of defense I got that.
I totally agree with you on that. Where's my camera? I totally agree with him on that, and I like that.
And he's a hell of a fighter.
He's a good
and I agree too. I think Shakur does have better defense than Devin Haney in retrospective and an honest belief. You know what I mean?
Fighter, but he's not you. He's not you.
I agree.
He's not you. Is that a fight you want against him, or do you believe that there should be bigger fights on the horizon for you than a Devin Haney fight?
No, I think the Devin Haney fight is a big fight. I think it can happen. I think it just got to make sense. With Ryan Garcia, he just said he'll come down to 144 pounds. So if he'll come do that and it makes sense, let's do it.
Would you rather fight Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney?
I would rather fight either or. I think any of these guys get in front of me, they got a lot to do.
This is my thing right there, bro. Like the catch weight shit, bro. And yeah, y'all gonna get tired of me saying this, but I find it so amazing that Shakur Stevenson was the same guy that was downplaying, rehydration clauses and everything and catch weights and shit. And now you got him out here talking about this shit, and he's absolutely fine with it and talking about it like it's no issue, like he never spoke down on it ever. You know what I mean? And you got some of the Shakur fans out here, they defending this shit, and they like it's so crazy to see some of the fan bases in boxing. Like they go their personas, they go off of a lot off of their fighters, you know what I mean? Off of the fighter that they like. You know what I mean? Pretty much like their personality is similar to the fighter that they like. You know what I'm saying? Their thought process, the way they move, you know what I'm saying, is like the fighter that they like and love. You know what I mean? In reality. You know what I'm saying? And they fucking with how Shakur moving right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I find it real funny that this man literally is cool with all of this shit. And y'all acting like this shit ain't no problem. Like he ain't never said shit about downplaying rehydration clauses and catch weights and now. And then on top of that, him wanting to fight, Tank former ops. And this was the same guy that was talking about, Tank ain't fought nobody. But you're sitting here begging to fight Ryan Garcia and begging to fight Pitbull Cruz out here. You know what I mean? Like, let's make this make sense. Like let's please make this make sense and read the room on this shit and be fucking, realistic with this shit for once. Like, I can't sit there and be talking like Tank ain't fought nobody when his contemporaries want to fight the guys that he's fought and beat already. And y'all continuing to say that he ain't fought nobody. And y'all looking at the guys that Tank beat as food. But that's already Tank food. He done already cleaned the plate off with them guys. But it's cool for these guys to come after him and fight the guys that he done beat already. You know what I'm saying? Because it's big money fights for Shakur and Devin Haney, and it makes them look better, you know what I'm saying, in reality. Like, y'all miss me with the bullshit. Some of y'all boxing fans out here, y'all be so fucking fugazi, bro. Like, for real. Like, this shit be nasty work. And then he'll mention and talk about Devin Haney at 144. You know what I'm saying? Him wanting to fight him at 144. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Ryan Garcia can make 144. I'm going to continue to say that. I feel like Ryan Garcia wasting his time on even speaking about that shit in general. You know what I'm saying? And even Devin Haney, I don't even Devin Haney probably could. He fought at 143, 144, whatever, when he fought Jose Ramirez. So he probably could make that weight. But if that's the case, they can go ahead and get that cracking immediately then. Shit, both of them available. You know what I mean? Like, but then you got these guys talking about fighting other guys instead of fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? When the boxing culture, hardcore and casual fans want to see Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney get it cracking. But they going separate ways. They talking about fighting Conor Benn and fighting Xander Zayas and shit like that. Like, make this make sense, bro. Like, that's why I said this era of boxing is the diva era, bro. It's some real live diva shit from all of these guys. You know what I'm saying? From Tank to Shakur, Devin, Keyshawn Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, all of these guys, bro. Like, all these guys are divas in this era. You know what I'm saying? This era is not the era that we grew up accustomed to from, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s and everything. Like, this is not that.
Deal with.
Who are you here with? Are these people? Who's your manager? I know you got your brother.
My manager is Jay Prince. He's not here.
Jay Prince is not here. Let me tell you something right now. Yeah, I don't like your answers because I want you to get paid. Okay, your Devin Haney's not going to get you paid.
You don't think so?
No. No.
Why don't you think that?
Because, look.
He's a big name. I'm a big name.
He's not that. Look,
everybody wants to see that fight.
Let me be respectful because I like Devin Haney. I'm going to tell you a quick story. You tell me whether you agree with me because you the boxer. You the champion, all right? By the way, my ignorant ass, I was years ago, one of the funniest boxing moments ever. I'm sitting there arguing the Charlo brothers, Errol Spence, and Andre Ward. This is during the Canelo Triple G fight. So we're arguing about who won and who lost. And then I went like this. Champion, me. I need to shut the hell up. I might need to shut the hell up. I mean, I got to know my place, okay? So I know who I'm talking to, right? And I defer to y'all who actually do it. But here's my issue with Devin Haney. Devin Haney, I think, made a huge mistake allowing Ryan Garcia to come into the ring at the weight he wanted. Remember when he bet on $500,000 for every...
That's supposed to... Bro, that's Stephen A. telling you that right there, that Devin Haney and Bill Haney made a mistake of accepting the 3 pounds and not making that boy Ryan Garcia suffer with that weight 100%. Whether them not fighting or making that boy, putting them on a rehydration clause right then and there. They had the choice to put Ryan Garcia on a rehydration clause, and they still didn't do it. They were that naive. This is Stephen A. casuals talking about this shit right here. So if it's a casual on here that's talking about this shit, just imagine the fucking thousands of people that believe the same thing. That's why I said the fucking Haney's fans, they still naive about that fucking situation. And you see them how they acting. They're not even pushing for the rematch with Ryan Garcia, whether he win or not this weekend against Mario Barrios, because they're scared shitless of Ryan Garcia.
That Ryan Garcia was overweight. Why would you do that? I'm told that 2, 3, 4 pounds means a lot in boxing.
It do.
All right. So why would you let him do? You were the champion. He wanted your belt. What the hell you do that for? You play right into his hands. So when you lose, even though you ultimately sued him and we found out stuff about Ryan Garcia, whatever, the fact is Devin Haney and his father made the mistake of going into the ring under those conditions. Whereas when Gervonta Davis fought him, Ryan Garcia had to meet a catch weight. That was the weight that you had to show up.
2 different fighters, though.
But you still had to show up at that weight. What decision would you have made? Would you let Ryan Garcia come in any weight he wants to?
No,
thank you.
I wouldn't. But I'm saying you got to understand that when he fought that guy, he was a different fighter than when he fought Devin Haney.
Okay.
So I respect what he did. I do agree with you. It was a mistake. But once again, he's a hell of a fighter.
He's a hell of a fighter.
He's not a guy that just gonna lay down. So you got.
He's a hell of a fighter, but he's not beat.
See, and then you see how Shakur slipping in there talking about Ryan Garcia was 2 different fighters versus Tank and Devin. But the same shit that Tank did for us putting Ryan on a rehydration clause is something that you want to do. You said you will put Ryan on the rehydration clause if y'all fight at 147. And you got this fucking dumbass belief that Ryan can make 144 and fight you. But you're going to say, oh, he fought two different fighters. Like, you're willing to fucking drain Conor Benn, you know what I'm saying, from him fighting two fights at 160 and him coming down to 147 and him be on a rehydration clause and fight Devin Haney at 147 on a rehydration clause. So you're cool with draining the fighters down, you know what I'm saying? But it's not okay for Tank Davis. You see the double standards, the hypocrisy in that bullshit. You know what I mean? This is what I be talking about with Shakur Stevenson. That's why I said when I knew this man beat Teofimo and he was going on this, I'm like, he about to go on a media run where this shit gonna look even worse on him. It's not going to help the brand 100%. I don't think these interviews that he's doing right now is helping the brand. That's just me in particular. It's not. You know what I mean? And then, you want to be realistic. The interviews isn't that much exciting ever that much with Shakur Stevenson. It's just like the fights. If we want to be realistic.
Beating you.
No.
I'm telling you, he's not beating you.
No.
Ryan Garcia.
Not beating me either.
Taller.
Not beating me either.
Faster.
Not beating me
more
either.
Power. How would you beat Ryan Garcia?
I think he's very overrated.
Overrated?
If a guy loses to Rolly that way, the way that I saw him lose to Rolly, all Rolly did was take away his left hook. That means clearly that.
This is my thing too. Like the guys, the Ryan Garcias, the Conor Benns, the Pit Bulls, if these guys are so easy, why do you want to fight these guys? Because of the money. Not the legacy, the money. The status. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys have fan bases. Conor Benn has the UK fan base. Ryan Garcia got the young generation with the streamers and Mexican-American fan base. You got Pitbull, got the Mexicans and the Mexican-American fan base. You know what I mean? You want to fight these guys because of their brands that they bring to the table, because they have names and they can bring a crowd to a fight. You know what I mean? And it's for the money. Flat the fuck out. It's not for the legacy. And y'all be talking about these guys want accolades, the legacy. If the legacy is a part of this situation, like Shakur fighting Teofimo Lopez and beating him because it was, the Ring Magazine and WBO title was on the line, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of it. So, yeah. But if there's no title on the line, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck. They about the bag regardless. You know what I mean? But I find it real funny with this man, with this shit for real. If these guys are so easy, why are you fighting these guys?
That's all he got. He better sharpen up his weapons before he get in the ring with me.
Talking to Shakur Stevenson right here. I mean, you do have a right to say what you're saying. I mean, shit, you're undefeated. You're undefeated. Conor Benn. Y'all, he came into the ring afterwards. Now,
yeah.
He didn't come into the ring. The boy, Shakur Stevenson, called him into the ring. Correction. He called Conor Benn into the ring. Like I said before, nobody called Shakur Stevenson to call Conor Benn into the ring. Nobody called for Shakur Stevenson to call out Conor Benn. Nobody called for Shakur Stevenson to fight Conor Benn. I serve correction in that. Nobody cares about the Shakur Stevenson and Conor Benn fight but Shakur Stevenson and his fan base. The boxing culture don't care about that fucking fight. And Shakur, he's going to probably say right here that this is easy work. So, like I said before, why fight him if it's easy work? And on top of that, you're going to have him on a rehydration clause fighting at 147. Make this make sense.
Talking to him, you called him out, so I didn't knock him. Had you not said anything and he came into the ring acting like that, I'd have had a problem with it.
I ain't had no issue with it.
I know that, but you called him into the ring. That's cool. He's doing what he's doing. He is a big boy, though. That's a fight you want?
He the worst one.
$150.
If we talking like boxing, like how you just talked about, okay, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, them are fighters who got like a certain skill level.
Okay.
Conor Benn, he's just big and like dumb. He's a big idiot. He's gonna go in there, throw hard punches, and try to knock me out, and it's just not gonna work.
It's not going to work. And why is it not going to work? Because you're going to give him a boxing lesson, or is he going to be vulnerable enough for you to hurt him?
I mean, that's the thing. People don't understand. In them 8-ounce gloves, people got to be respectful in there. Like I keep telling people. So Tio had to find out the hard way. He was very respectful in there. Mm-hmm. And Conor Ben and all the rest of these guys going to have to be respectful.
What did Tio say to you after he lost to you? Whether it's that night or unless you've spoken to him since, what did he say to you about what you did to him?
Nah, you know it's crazy. I'll keep it real with you. I saw him in the doctor thingy by himself, and I kind of like try to correct his game a little bit. Like I try to tell him a flaw that he was making during the fight. Right. That way, for the future references, when he go out there, he could get better. So.
How about throwing punches? It's boxing. Man didn't throw. He's scared to throw a punch after the second round.
Yeah.
Man, he already know that boy Teofimo was fooled from the beginning, man, before they even hit the ring, man. That's why that boy was a heavy favorite in that fight, man. But overall, man, decent interview. A lot of hypocrisies in this interview from Shakur Stevenson per usual. But, hey, it is what it is. You know, what's up next for Shakur Stevenson, man? You know, in my opinion, of course, I've been on record. I believe that Shakur Stevenson, he needs to, you know, contend at 140. Fight the guys at 140, man. There's 2 title fights at 140 this Saturday on that Barrios Garcia card with Gary Anton Russell fighting Andy Hiroka and Richardson Hitchens fighting Oscar Duarte, even though we know he probably wouldn't fight Africa and Richardson Hitchens in particular. But Gary Anton Russell, I would love to see that fight and get it cracking with him for sure. You know, they got history. They done fought each other, you know, in the amateurs and, you know, and spar with each other and everything. So they got history and everything. But in general, man, I would like to see him fight guys at 140, man. And, you know, I don't care to see him fight at 147, fighting Conor Ben. You know what I'm saying? The only person I would care to see him fight in a upper weight class would be Devin Haney in particular. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see him fight Devin Haney. I think that's a fight. Both of these guys are in their prime. I would love to see that fight right now. But both of these guys are on different paths right now. And as you're looking at Shakur Stevenson right now, you know what I'm saying? He's using the bud print, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to maximize, you know, his stardom by fighting easy fights for big money and, you know, building his leverage for a future fight with Gervonta Davis. You know, he mentioned that he would still love that fight. Yes, we know you want that fight. That's the fight that you want the fucking most. You know what I mean? And we see exactly what you're doing. You're doing the same thing that Bud Crawford did with Earl Spence, where he was maximizing his stardom by fighting easy fights for big money. And then when it comes to negotiations, when it comes to the fight with Tank Davis, when they want to sit at the table finally, you know what I'm saying? Them boys going to be wanting the star in the moon for that fucking fight in general, man. So I just want y'all to see the picture clear with Shakur Stevenson on how he moving, man. The Shakur fans love how he moving. You know what I'm saying? I say it's bullshit in my opinion. I understand it. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters do it. And we see Shakur Stevenson attaching his name to Tank Davis for a long damn time. You know what I'm saying? But now he don't want to mention him because he don't want to look like he don't need Tank Davis when we know they need each other in reality. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis can't say he can't fight fucking Shakur Stevenson. Tank Davis needs Shakur Stevenson as much because these boys can't go without their careers, without fighting each other, when you're going to have the fans forever ask them why they ain't fight each other. Like, that's a fight that got to go down, you know what I'm saying, in retrospective, you know, sooner or later, regardless. You know what I mean? We got to see that fight in general, man, from them two guys, man, for real, because they always going to be attached to each other, you know what I'm saying, regardless, man, because of the storyline that they had together, man. But that's it for the video, man, for sure. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that hype button, comment on the topic at hand for sure, man, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, man. We definitely active, man. Live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, man. Sorry but not sorry, Boxing Talk Wednesdays, always a lituation, and we out of here. We'll see y'all later, you heard?
All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby.